Well, hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing fantastically well. It is Connor. Please make sure you check out the live stream from earlier on today. It was fantastic. We're going to be doing them most mornings, everybody, as much as I can, really. But we're also going to put these pre-recordings, because I know a lot of you guys enjoy this as well, just to get your snips, to just get your updated news in a nice, concise package. Let's get into it, everybody. Please make sure, as I mentioned, you check the video out from earlier on. Please make sure you are liking the content. Make sure you comment in and make sure you're subscribing. I read every single comment, so please make sure you do so. Shout out to all of you who were doing it earlier on in the previous video. Really appreciate that. We've got Patreon content. We've got Across the Pond. We've got Generation Leeds. We've got a giveaway, everybody. If you're not checking that out on the Patreon, what are you doing? Free giveaway of the Back 4/1 Leeds merch. It's well worth it, everybody, so get involved in that. So let's get into today's news. A little summarization of today's news. Obviously, we've got some videos out tomorrow, prepped and ready for you guys. We've got some exciting things coming this week as well when it comes to live streams with your favorite content creators. But let's get into the first part of the news. Ethan Ampadu is going to be the Welsh captain at this moment in time, which is fantastic to hear. Ethan, we're having a discussion yesterday, myself and Joe, about who should be the Leeds United captain. The captain tendencies have changed a little bit. It's not your Roy Keanes. It's not yesteryear captains who are just all about shouting and getting the most from you and being commanding on the pitch. It's changed. It's all about leading on the pitch as well. I'm not saying that these players haven't done this previously, but there isn't as much onus put on to bellowing at players on the pitch. And I think, quite strangely enough, that's all obviously transitioned itself off the pitch as well when it comes to managerial appointments and decisions. You have to be a man manager. You have to be a man manager, but you have to have man managers on the pitch as well, because when players are on the pitch, there are 10 players in and around you. And listen, the manager can't do much when he's off the pitch. So yeah, I think Ethan Ampadu seems to conduct himself in a real professional stature, a professional way. And I really like him. I think he's taken to Leeds United like a duck to water. I don't think the badge weighs heavy at all. I think he believes he should be here. I believe he believes that he's good enough. And I think he has all of the tendencies to become a really decent and potentially great captain at Leeds United, with all the things going on in the background and Ethan Ampadu's ceiling potential trajectory as an LUFC player. So really excited to see him as the Welsh captain. And there's definitely a conversation to be had when Liam Cooper leaves the club. What's going to be happening with Strauch, with Ethan Ampadu? Who would be your captain? Let us know in the comment section below, everybody. Liverpool chase duo. That's not what we wanted to hear on our Monday evenings, but it is true, everybody. Apparently, Liverpool aren't quite out of the race for Crysencio Somerville and Archie Gray yet. They are apparently high on their talent strategy. They're high on their recruitment policy this year. We obviously know that Arne Slot has gone in there. We know there's a Feyenoord link there. We know that the Feyenoord link, the Somerville link, is a beautiful combustion, isn't it, of Dutch prowess. And it's going to be interesting to see if Slot, and Liverpool actually go for Crysencio Somerville. I think there's a big likelihood that happens. I think this kid, as I've mentioned previously before, fits into many squads. Many squads. We mentioned yesterday, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, but your Chelseas, your Scum, your Liverpool. There's so many of them that he can fit into. And I think it's going to be fascinating to see what happens. All we need as Leeds United fans, though, is for this to be signed, sealed, and delivered very, very quickly so we can get on with our transfer business, of which there is a lot for Leeds United to pick apart. And who else has been rumoured to be of mass interest to Liverpool? As I take a pause for the first time in this video, everybody, it is Archie Gray. Apparently, Liverpool behind the scenes have been tracking Gray for around about 18 months, according to reports on Anfield side. So, yeah, a little bit worried about that. Liverpool are almost a club that can you really say no to? Well, you know, players have done that. Bellingham said no to them before when he was at Dortmund, and he said no to Man United as well at Dortmund. So maybe there's a little bit of an understanding there that if you do stay with a club that's maybe not got the grandeur of your top 5-6 clubs in the world, you're still going to get your ground and you're still going to get your understanding. Archie will know that his ceiling is so high. But the beauty of having another grounding at Leeds United, as we saw with Calvin Phillips, is that consistency builds momentum. That momentum on the pitch notoriously brings success when it comes to your personal development. And I genuinely believe Archie Gray with another season at Leeds, would really come into his own next season and would take the Championship by even more of a storm of what he did in the first season. Get him into centre midfield, get him partnered with Ampadu, and potentially a midfield rotation signing who we bring in, and who knows what can happen there. But yeah, really, really exciting stuff when it comes to, you know, all of those sort of eventualities, really. And listen, I didn't want to bring this up, but obviously Enzo Maresca, and we have to talk about it today. It's going to be one of the poignant moments. Apparently, he is a huge fan of Mr. Somerville, and obviously there's a look ahead that he is going to become the Chelsea manager in the next coming days, if it's not already been announced now. And apparently Somerville is at the top of his list, according to reports down south. So the London Standard have murmured that it's going to be a Crysencio Somerville hatchet job. So I don't think much of a hatchet job, because we are prepared to sell. But I think it's going to be fascinating to see what happens with Cree. There is what we'd love is a bidding war, a lovely bidding war. Now, the talent he has at Championship level is probably something that we haven't seen before in the Championship when it comes to raw talent and ability, and the ceiling of him. You don't get many Championship players who could probably play for most clubs in the world, or be in most clubs in the world squad. At least Champions League, from where he's been, is a massive upward trajectory. And it always made me laugh when Leeds fans are like, yeah, but let him go because he don't like Leeds and he ain't trying. He was always trying. Like, chill out. He was always trying. It was just like the Rafinha slur that he got at the end of his time at Leeds United. If you're moving on from Leeds, the fans, some of them will just turn on you, which is completely bizarre. I really thank Somerville. If it is the last we see of Joe Rodon as well, which it may be, I want to say thank you so much to both of them. They have been a joy to watch for me this season. Offensively and defensively, it's not worked in terms of us going up, but it has worked when it's come to those two sticking with their principles, the philosophy, the dependency, the reliability. We look at other players in this squad who a lot of Leeds fans absolutely adore. Nowhere near as dependable as those two, and especially Cree Somerville, who's been there so much this season, as has Joe. And I just wanted to say that at the end of this, because obviously it looks like Enzo is going to make him a priority. It's been a joy to watch Somerville, as it was a joy to watch Rafinha, and we know what's coming around the corner now. But I'd like to say with Joe Rodon as well, if it doesn't quite work out, which I think there's about a 50-50 chance now, I still think there might be a club that'll take a chance on Joe. Take a chance on Joe. But I think that would be mental if they didn't Premier League level, or even like top level Europe. I think it'd be crazy if he didn't see that, and obviously a nice wage and a package which is going to see him go there. But you never know with Joe. You never, ever know. And he seemed like he built up a real nice partnership. He's obviously got his best mate in Ethan Ampadu at Leeds as well, and his other best mate in Dan James here. So that might be an attractive proposition for him. Red Bull, seeing the potential of the club now. And I'm not saying he didn't originally, but just seeing where it could maybe get to in terms of even greater than just staying in the Premier League. And Joe Rodon, it's been an absolute pleasure, my friend. But what I will say is there are so many Championship centre-backs that are out there that I think could replicate what Joe does. And I think for this, we've got to take sentiment out. I'd love to keep him, but if it doesn't work with Joe, don't be too downhearted. But Leeds need to replace your Cooper, your Cresswell, and your Joe Rodon. There is a lot for Leeds United to do. Pascal Strout, 10 to 12 games per season, he misses as well. Leeds have got a lot to do, a hell of a lot to do in this window. And June 10th, it is starting. Like we've mentioned before, the checkered flag will be released, and many clubs will be going from the off. But I can't wait to see Leeds be aggressive in this market. Guys, what do you think in the conversation below? You want some bonus content? Head on over, not to the Patreon, but you can if you'd like, to the video this morning. That's what you need to do. But if you want to be entered in a giveaway, where you can win all of the beautiful Back for X1 Leeds merch, you can do that by entering and getting involved in our Patreon. Make sure you do so, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been Connor, and we'll see you very soon. Tonight, specifically, or tomorrow night, I should say, for the debrief. See you in a bit.